Alright, so I'm going to be playing Tomb Raider, and I'm fairly excited about it because I really like sort of the exploring action type genre, the sort of adventure genre. Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, I believe it's called, was from 2002 or so, and 2002, oh, no. Sorry, one of them, it was one of the older ones, and it came with one of the Soundbuster ZS video sound card that I had way back in 2003 or something like that, and I liked it. It was fun. I remember that the Paris stuff, you would explore Paris, and there was like an old nightclub I remember going into, and bars and stuff like that, and I kind of like the whole atmosphere of exploring. You went into like people's apartments and snuck in and out, and I also remember there was like a graveyard at one point, and so I thought that was a lot of fun. And so since then I have all the other ones, or some of them, but I haven't really played them too much. Some of the other ones that I have here in my Steam, Tomb Raider Underworld, Tomb Raider Legend, and Tomb Raider Anniversary. I also have Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, but I haven't played those ones too much. But I've been excited about this, and you know, since it's been kind of a major release, and it's been included in Never Settle and all that stuff, so I've had this for a little bit now, since it came out, but I haven't gotten around to playing it yet, but I am going to be playing it, and you know, if it's very good, I will play it a lot. So I'm going to be recording it, and hopefully it's interesting. So yeah, when you fall, it's you see that big spike. It looks like it's gonna go the way the angle is. It looks like it's going to like kill you because it's so big. But then when it actually hits her, you see that it's just a small spike. But it does go right through it, but it's small, so it doesn't kill her. And then you see this scene here with the candles, and I have this on the ultimate preset, so Tress Effects is on for the hair. I really like the lighting and everything on the face. You can see there when the light lights up her face and reflects on her and stuff. It's pretty good. So I was really pleased with the graphics here, and especially in the woods and stuff. It's really pretty. And there's all sorts of particles and stuff floating around in the air. And but this isn't one of those games where it's just only pretty, but it's not very fun like some other games. But this one seems to be pretty fun. The one thing though, there's a lot of cinematics where, you know, sometimes it seems like you're only playing for a couple minutes, you know, like a minute or two, and then it's cinematic, and you only get to play for a couple minutes, chunks at a time, and then between cinematics. But so I'm not 100% sure how I actually feel about that, but I do think it does make the game feel cinematic, but it also sometimes feels like you just got started playing and now there's another cinematic sitting with you. And the other thing I'm not really like I don't like very much is the quick time events where you have to mash the keys, and not so much just the ones where you mash the keys left, right, the ones where you have to mash and then do the kick and then do the E for defend and all that stuff. You gotta hit it at the right time. And you do get the hang of it later on, but at first it can be really irritating. And you might miss it a few times, and it can be a little bit frustrating, but it's, again, that's kind of a cinematic thing as well. So I'm not saying I hate that, but I don't necessarily love it 100%. I like how the fire is sort of flat along the ceiling as she walks along there. That was neat. Now you always get your torch gets blown out. Your torch not blown out, put out when you walk through the water, of course, which is realistic. And the faces and stuff are pretty good here as well. And the mannerisms and stuff are very good. So overall, I'm very pleased with this is the PC version. 1080p is what I was playing it at, and ultimate detail settings, so that has the hair and all that stuff, like I said. So it's very pretty. The water is the one thing that's there's other games I've seen where the water looks better, like Crysis and stuff, but it's not too bad. But it's not. It doesn't seem like the water is as good as the rest of the stuff, like the hair and the faces. It seems like that stuff is better than the water looks, but that's just being nitpicky. Now you get these sort of little contraptions, puzzles that you've got to do. Usually it's like, you cut one thing down and then you light it up and something goes into it, and then you gotta, like a little. It reminds me of there was no puzzle game, Crazy Machines, I think it's called. Yeah, Crazy Machines. It was like a puzzle game way back a long time ago, and I had that on one of my really old computers. And then there was Crazy Machines 2 in 2005. So these puzzles remind me of that a little bit, and maybe even a little bit like the old Lode Runner type stuff. That was a lot of fun as well, and that brings me back to the memory of playing one of the Lode Runners, whether it was 2 or 3. Not sure exactly which one it was, but one of the Lode Runners, and I was playing it on one of the old family laptops. It was like a Pentium 133 or 266 megahertz. One of the old, we had one laptop that was like a 100 megahertz, and then the next one was like 200 something megahertz. And I would play the Lode Runners on there, as well as Descent 1 and 2. And Lode Runner was a lot of fun. I thought it was really cool. And so I liked that. That was one of the games that I played when I was little. And the puzzle stuff in here reminds me of that a little bit. The cutscenes are very pretty as well. I think they're using the in-game graphics, and I think the lighting's a little different, maybe, but it's pretty much the same as in-game graphics, I think. Like this shot here from behind her looked like in-game, but that shot that was showing her head-on looked like it might have been lit a little different. But this is definitely the same as in-game. And then you'll see it cuts right to in-game here in a minute, and it's the same. There's also some nice depth of field focus stuff that I enjoy here. Like if you get something in your camera view in the foreground, it will be out of focus, blurry, and then the thing that you're looking at, like the Laura character, will be sharp in the background. So there's a nice depth of field, realistic like a camera, and that's very pretty. I enjoy that. This is fun too. And one thing I will say, I'm not playing it 3D here, but I did play this 3D on the machine downstairs, and apparently this game is one of the best games ever for 3D, and I do admit that usually I'm not a big fan, but the 3D in this is phenomenal. Like, it's you can't really explain it, but it looks, the depth is so good. You know, things like this where you're walking across the log and looking down, there's so much depth. Basically, standing there and looking at the Laura character or any character, and then seeing the amount of depth behind her, it looks like standing in front of a real person and looking and seeing the depth behind them in real life. That's how good the depth rendering is in the 3D here. So it really does add that extra something. It adds the extra depth, and the 3D here is just absolutely great. But I still don't like the glasses or anything, so still not totally sold on 3D, but and it depends on the game. Most games are just not really meant for it, but they're just like converted quickly after, or whatever it is. It's just not really meant for it. But this game is like really made for 3D, and so it really looks phenomenal. Drops on your lens, which is kind of cool. It reminds me a bit of Battlefield, the way the dirt on the lens is there, but these drops are a little bit more like they're more out of focus, so they're kind of more vague, blurry dots. And
Sam's pack.
yeah, they're a little different looking. I'm not sure if I like them more. I think I like the Battlefield ones better, to be honest. But these ones are good too. There's some nice texturing on her arm. There's like dirt, like mud on her arm. That looks pretty good. There are still some stuff that looks like the paper and stuff looks flat, like trees and stuff looks flat. That thing there, I went over that a couple times, and that ledge definitely, normally you'd be able to hit E or whatever and climb up that ledge, but you definitely can't. There's some of the shallow depth of field stuff. You definitely, and that's in Hitman 2, which I really like, you definitely can't do it here. So that fall and slide was obviously part of the plot, because when you get down here, you get the first campsite, and you meet some key characters and stuff. So they sort of lead you to believe that you're going to be able to jump yourself up onto that ledge, but then you definitely aren't able to do that. Now you get a fire here. You get one match left, and I'm not sure exactly where the kindling comes from. But there is kindling that shows up here in a second. Notice just a second ago we didn't see any kindling. Now she's on the radio. And you see no kindling still. I guess the idea is she goes and finds some. Oh, there. So she finds it there. Okay. Oh no, there. That's it in the fire. So I don't know where she gets it from, but anyway, she's got one match left, and she puts it towards the fire awful slowly. I guess the idea is she doesn't want to blow it out by moving it too fast, but it seems like she's moving it really slowly. and it lights up pretty quickly there. Some mud on the toe of her boot is kind of dried up a bit and cracked a bit. It's good details. And then you get these scenes where she looks into the video camera and watches some footage. For some reason there's kind of a weird jitter with these scenes, so I think I was skipping them just because the frame rate wasn't looking right. And so I didn't want to have the bad frame rate stuff in this video. And I don't know why it was doing that, but my Mara said it was doing the same thing for her. And she's got a 6900 card. This is running off the MSI 7950 card. It's actually at stock settings, and I was actually rendering video half the time while I was playing this, so it was still running pretty well. The CPU obviously it's not, you don't need that much of the CPU to run it, so you can have something else. The rendering generally takes 80%, a little more or less than 80%, and then the game will take maybe 20%. So you can usually get away with rendering and playing at the same time with an i7. I really like this jungle wood stuff. So there's a lot of things here going on that I like. One of them is the bushes with their shadows. Looks really pretty. I really like all the dark spots where the shadows and stuff. I really like this old stone house type thing with the moss growing on it. I like this here with the waterfall. You get to see the mist off the water and the fog. All the mist is really pretty, and just all the particles and stuff are just gorgeous when it all comes together. So I think this is the prettiest location out of the bit that I've seen. It's really a pretty location.
You can have the best farming technique in the world, but it won't mean a thing if you can't focus. The key to using any weapon is focus.
So hungry. I need to find something to eat.
The arrow takes a little bit of time to get used to. It's a little bit, it's slow for starters, like any other bow, but the left and right click, you right click to zoom in and draw the bow, and then you let go of right click to let the arrow off if you're not going to fire. But in Skyrim it's a little different. I think it's you press the left click to draw the bow, and then right click zooms you in, and then it's R to let the arrow go if you're not going to shoot. So I play Skyrim at the same time as this, so the arrow buttons are a little different for that. So I was I took a few arrows that were shot wastefully because I wasn't used to letting them go properly yet.
tell you where you are. If you can learn to read the land and the stars,
Yeah,
you'll
this
always be able
is
to find your way home.
this is my favorite location so far. With all the pretty green and shadows. Now I like, here we're seeing some bit higher definition droplets on screen, and they're looks like rain on a windshield, and that looks really pretty. It's really high definition, and yeah, for the sake of space, I'm gonna be compressing this to 1080 and either 5 or 10 megabytes per second. The YouTube preset is 5, so I think I might be doing that. 5 might be a little low, but hopefully you should be able to still get an idea. But if 5's too low, then I'll go to 10, and then just have it take longer, because it's worth it, because it's this is one of the prettier games, and it is very similar to Hitman Absolution. I believe they're probably the same engine. Hitman Absolution is Glacier 2, yeah, and I believe Tomb Raider as well. Tomb Raider's modified Crystal engine, and it's Crystal Dynamics is one of the developers, but it certainly does look very similar to Hitman Absolution. They may be based off the same engine, I'm not sure, but a lot of engines do look a little bit similar these days.
Captain of the Endurance. We are shipwrecked on an island.
The lighting on the hair isn't perfect yet. There's a little bit of glitching with it, but you can see here there's the shadows from the strands of hair are pretty good, and then there's the pretty good texture on the strap that she's got around her shoulder. I guess the bow, I don't know if it's the bow, because she might not have the bow on while she's sitting by the fire, but the pore detail is good. There's a fairly realistic looking amount of pores. There's some dirt on her face. It's realistic looking, the way dirt would actually spread around and dry. Like when it's wet, it gets on you and then it dries up a bit. And there's some sweat on her forehead as well. That's realistic looking. So really good. And here's the mist again, which I really like. This sort of atmosphere reminds me a bit of Alan Wake as well, because Alan Wake had a lot of this sort of really nice like woods at night with fog and a lot of good atmosphere. I liked Alan Wake, but I thought it was a little bit repetitive. And then American Nightmare. I never finished the whole thing, but I did do some of it. I guess I should go back and do that one again, but finish it up. But yeah, Alan Wake, I really like the themes with the sort of the dark atmosphere and the mystery. I like mystery stuff a lot. I like mystery movies a lot, and I like mystery games a lot as well too. But yeah, I like it. Alan Wake, I like it, but it was a little bit repetitive. And the batteries and stuff, the batteries were pretty annoying. You gotta put the batteries in your flashlight every 2 seconds. It's like in real life the battery would last for like a few months at least, and the batteries in his flashlight only last for like 5 seconds. So that was annoying. But I guess it was, the idea was just another thing for you to be collecting, like ammo. But it turned out to be just annoying. And it wasn't realistic either.
This traditional no-mask.
Little bit of glitch there with the movements, but nothing too bad. I haven't noticed any big glitches so far, other than just small movement stuff that you see in every game, but very small, nothing serious. It's been really enjoyable so far. I've recorded two more episodes, two more parts of this already, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do commentary on all of them. I might just do commentary on some of them. Some of them I might just let it play like a film, and if you want to watch that, that's good. I would appreciate that if you do. But of course, it's mainly just me playing games the way I would, and I'm just recording it and putting it up as basically the whole channel is serving as sort of a diary for videos instead of the usual. For me, it's photos mainly, or like a text diary. This YouTube is like a film video or film diary. So basically it's going to be just stuff I'm doing, stuff I'm up to. So in addition to like real life clips of what I'm doing, which are going to be short usually, what I'll be putting up what I'm playing as well.
Clara, you made it. Sam.
Now here you meet the girl that she was the one who was filming earlier. I guess you got separated from her, and she's met this guy. He's got the crutch. I believe she met him.
Oh, it was the least I could do. My manners. I'm sorry, I'm Matthias. A teacher by trade. Not really cut out for island life, I'm afraid.
Sweetie, you look exhausted. Sit down.
Yeah.
Sam here was just telling me about the sun.
Right. Himiko.
Can you tell me more? I'm intrigued.
Well, believe it or not, a couple thousand years ago, Queen Himiko pretty much ran things in Japan. She loves having a story. Himiko was beautiful, enigmatic, but also ruthless and powerful. Legend says she had shamanistic powers.
And this is where she loses me.
Well, there's always some truth to myths.
She commanded an army of samurai warriors, her magnificent storm guard. They rode the very winds of the battle, laying waste to all who opposed them. They say the sun rose at Himiko's command, and she ruled everything the blaze touched.
So basically, Laura passes out, and I'm not exactly sure what happens. I don't know if it's meant to be clear or not, whether she just is tired or exhausted, or if something else happens. But I'm not sure. But either way, she wakes up later, and they're gone, and the fire's gone. and then she gets in this bear trap. And then that leads into a scene where there's wolves jumping at you, and then you've gotta hit them with the arrow. They do make them slow motion though, so you can kind of hit them a little easier. I don't know where this stuff dynamically changes towards the end of the game, like if it gets a little bit more challenging near the end of the game, or if it just sort of stays the same, I'm not sure. And then obviously this is just normal difficulty. There's also the hard. But I don't know if you can change it on the go, or if you have to choose that at the beginning and follow through with that the entire way. Alright, so I think I'm going to wrap this up, and I'll just let the last couple of minutes play out on their own. And I think probably part 2 and 3 might not have commentary, but we'll see. And I have a few other things coming up as well. Endermax Platamax look. I want to show the paint off from that because I really like the paint on it, and also the LG IPS 23 inch monitor. I'm gonna have a look at that as well, and probably my AX 850 because that's one of my favorite looking monitors too. I mean, my favorite looking power supplies too.
You know how to use one of these? It's been a while. It's all coming back to me.
Get to Roth. We'll find Sam and this Matthias guy.
You're gonna be okay?
Yes, I probably just need to rest for a few minutes.
I got a bit of a strange vibe from this guy the first time I saw him, but I'm not sure what kind of guy he is. We'll have to see. So this has been Tomb Raider Part 1. Thank you for joining me, and stay tuned for more parts.